It's time for the epic return of Condition Report and some pretty awesome new pickups. This is the Bargain Game Hunter. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bargain Game Hunter. This is of course the show where I share pickups as well as game hunts and add more awesome games to my video game collection. My name is Chris, I'm your host. We've done 150 episodes of this show. This is actually the 151st episode, so thanks to everybody who checked out episode 150. I didn't know when I was filming it that it was going to be episode 150. I know I promised a little while ago that we're going to do an episode of game hunting where I hunt for the subscribers, and that is coming. Give me a little time. I got some things I got to take care of first with everything I was dealing with in my personal life. But hopefully before the end of the year, we'll do that special episode, and I'll share how you can possibly win some stuff that I game hunted. But today, we are going to be doing another pickups episode. I know, not the most popular, but we do have a condition report, and those are always fun. It's always kind of a mystery box to see what you're going to get from GameStop whenever you order from GameStop online. Sometimes you come out ahead, sometimes you lose, but we're going to see how I did. But we're going to start off with Amazon. So I picked up a few games. Two of them were on sale for pretty good prices. One I just paid full price for, but it's a game that's becoming increasingly harder to find, and I wanted to snag it while I still could easily find it, because it's looking more and more like this game is going to be pretty challenging to find in the future. So we'll start there. So my first pickup was Unicorn Overlord on the Xbox Series X. This is a JRPG from VanillaSoft, the same team who made, what is it called? Odin Sphere, I think it's Odin Sphere? Yeah, Odin Sphere. But this looks good. I've heard really good things about, besides the weird name of Unicorn Overlord, I've heard good things about it. And yeah, it's becoming pretty tough to find. Apparently a lot of stores are sold out, and Amazon themselves were sold out for a while on especially other platforms, but thankfully I play primarily on Xbox, so I got the Xbox version. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Paid full price. Next one is a game that was on sale that I've heard good things about, and I figured the price that I was able to find it at, I've seen it on sale for this price a few times, and I figured, you know what, this is the time to pick it up. We have Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown on the Xbox. So this is the first new Prince of Persia game in a very long time. It's a side-scroller. It looks really interesting. It's much more modeled after the old school Prince of Persias than like the Sands of Time trilogy. So I've heard good things about it, and I figure for $30, might as well pick it up. So I figured that was a good snag. This one's another game that I seen on sale a few times, and I wasn't able to grab it when I found it on sale, but it went on sale again and I could pick it up this time, so that's what I did. We have WarioWare Move It on the Switch. This is the second WarioWare game to come out on the Switch. This one has you using like two Joy-Cons, and you're doing a lot more physical activities than you did for Get It Together. I've heard this one's better than Get It Together. I don't know, I haven't played it, I'll find out. But always enjoy a good WarioWare game, and I figured this was worth picking up for $30. Another $30 gem, especially for a first party Nintendo game that came out less than a year ago. $30 is really good, so glad I snagged it. Now let's get to the condition report. And yes, I know I don't have my condition report intro. I'm sure you probably have noticed over the last few episodes, we don't even have a BigCTV Plays intro right now. I think I covered this in a previous video, but I'll mention it again here. My external hard drive bit the dust. So because of that, I've been very limited on my editing prowess. I'm sure you've also noticed I've reused the same like handful of music tracks. I try to have gaming tracks and different kinds of music tracks that I use for different types of videos. Right now I'm just using the same Pokemon ones because that's what I have, and I don't want to clog up my storage space with a bunch of audio tracks, so I'm very limited on that. But I will be getting a new one hopefully in the not too distant future. And when I do, we're going to make a brand new BigCTV Plays intro that will, I think, be a little more exciting than the one we had before that's just the BigCTV intro but with a sound effect. I'm going to do something a little more interesting, I think, with that intro, especially because this channel has grown and blossomed so much. I feel it deserves a much more unique intro. And then I'm also going to make a new condition report intro clip, so look for those in the future. But for now, we're just going to stick with what we got. Now, I got a handful of games from GameStop, and I wanted to do a nice mix of new and old. So I got some PS3, I got a I got some PS3, I got a PS5, I got a Series X, and I got a Xbox 360 game. So we have a nice mix of stuff. We'll see if we do well. One of them, which was the game I got first, I didn't wait to do a video. I just opened it willy-nilly, forgetting that, oh yeah, condition report. I forgot about that. It's fine. It's the first dud, so that's not a great sign. But we have Journey on the PS3. So this is a collector's edition disc that includes 3 games on it. It's got Journey, it's got, I think, Flow and Flower. Basically, you got a bunch of PSN games from the PS3 on one disc. This game was real expensive for a while. I think it's gone down quite a bit in price, but now I have a physical copy. Unfortunately, it is in a GameStop case. Whatever, it is what it is. I mean, at least it has cover art. I admit, even though, yes, I am a collector, and obviously I would prefer to have the original case and cover art, GameStop cases don't bug me quite as much as they do other people. I mean, I've seen people throw absolute hissy fits about GameStop cases. I'm like, look, they're not the greatest cases. It's still a case. It's better than no case. Obviously, I'd rather have it be complete, but, you can't expect everything from GameStop, so... but anyway, now we're going to get to the box. And this has 3 games in it. I believe it's 2 PS3 and my Series X game. So we'll see how I did on those. Hopefully a little better. Good start. This is a game that I did own in the past. I had to sell a while ago. And now I have this one back, although I need the other ones to complete the set. But hey, I've got one game back in the series, so I'll take it. And that is Sly Cooper Thieves in Time on the PS3. It is complete. There was no manual in this one because this was a later gen PS3 game, but the cover art is here. It's in an original case. It's in pretty good shape. Yeah. Pretty happy with that. I just need to find the Sly trilogy, which seems to be the toughest of the trilogy packs to get, because I've got God of War, I've got Ratchet, I've got Killzone, and those are all kind of harder ones to... I also got Jak and Daxter, but Sly seems to be one of the harder ones to get, which stinks because I really enjoy the Sly games. Sly Cooper 1 is my jam. I played that game multiple times, and it's really fun. All right, next game up. Womp womp wah. We got a bust, and it's a good one too. We have MotorStorm Pacific Rift on the PS3. Yes, once again, it is in a generic case. I've attempted to find MotorStorm, the first one, multiple times. Every time I find it, usually at the thrift shop or a pawn shop, either the disc is not there or it's damaged to the point where it's unplayable. And that's impressive for a Blu-ray disc, because Blu-ray discs are pretty tough to scratch. But The copies of MotorStorm that I found out in the wild are just beyond repairable. But now I have the second MotorStorm, which is Pacific Rift. MotorStorm is really fun. It's a good off-road racing game series on the PS3. It really did a good job of showcasing what the PS3 could do. Honestly, it's a series I wish would come back, although the developer went out of business because of Drive Club. But it would have been cool to see more MotorStorm games. Maybe in the future, maybe Sony will bring in a new developer to make MotorStorm again. That'd be pretty awesome. And then this last one, if it's not in an original case, I will be incredibly surprised and disappointed. It is in the original case. I'm not at all surprised. That's funny. Okay, I'll have to point that out in a second. But good for them if that's what I think it is. So I've wanted this game for a little while, pretty much since it came out. I love the concept of it. I didn't buy it mostly because, again, I didn't have money at the end of last year. And then it never goes on sale. I think last week I saw it on sale for like $7 off, and that's the most it's gone on sale. But I found it used at GameStop, and it was cheaper than the sale price. So I'm like, you know what? We'll go for it. And I got another newer game, the PS5 game, which you'll find out when that comes in. Is also pretty awesome. I'm excited to add that to the collection. But we have RoboCop Rogue City on the Xbox Series X. It is a brand new first-person shooter where you play as RoboCop. And what I think is really cool about it is this is about as opposite from the modern first-person shooter as you can get. Most modern first-person shooters have you running around, wall jumping, sliding. Your goal is to be really fast and gun down people quickly. In this, you're RoboCop. You're a tank. You move very slowly. You can take a lot of bullets, and you just gun down as many people as possible. I think that's sweet. I'm excited to try this out. It looks really good. What's funny is I noticed in the... No! I didn't realize that! I'm gonna have to fix that. There's a sticker on the back that says it was $27, so I wonder if this was bought at like a thrift shop or like a garage sale, and then someone flipped it to GameStop. I mean, good for you. I do the same thing, so hats off. But it appears that sticker is on the cover art, so I'm gonna have to try to fix that. I better not, that sticker better not ruin the cover art. I'm gonna be mad if it does. But yeah, that's what we got so far. I've got one more package from GameStop coming in the next few days, as well as a very interesting looking game that could become very valuable in the future. It's a very strange game that I don't think many people even realize has a physical version. I snagged it. We'll see if it was worth it. But we'll find out when all that comes in. All right, so it is another day, and I have some unfortunate news in addition to some other news. So first off, the unfortunate news, and that is that USPS sucks. I don't know if I have to preach that to the choir, but they do. I've had 2 different packages that were supposed to get delivered where something went wrong, and actually technically the third. So, a while ago, I placed an order on GameStop. I think this was a good 2 weeks ago at this point. And the entire order got returned to sender because something happened and the address got screwed up. That one might have been on GameStop, but it got returned to sender. And of course, all GameStop would do is just refund me for the entire order, which I just got yesterday. So at least I got the money back. So I reordered the whole thing. And I've gotten most of the order. However, it was split into 3 chunks. There was one game that was delivered by USPS, which I did get, and that was Journey. Then I had a few games that were delivered by FedEx, and those I got, and those were the ones I showed off in part 1. Then there are 2 more games that I was supposed to get from USPS that were marked as delivered, but they haven't showed up. Now, I've had this happen before with USPS, where they say that they delivered something, and then like a couple days later, it's gonna show up. So I'm not gonna like call them out on it just yet, but unless it shows up in the, like today or tomorrow, I'm gonna have to, because it looks like it was delivered to the wrong address or wasn't delivered at all. So that's really annoying. On top of that, I had another package that was forwarded to the wrong address, even though I inputted the correct one. So USPS is really screwing up. I don't know what they're doing, but it's really annoying. So rather than waiting, I'm just going to push all those games back to next week's episode, because I needed to fill out next week's episode anyway. And instead, I'm going to take what was supposed to be on next week's episode and bump it to this week, which in that case are a selection of games that I got from GameStop. Now, GameStop this week is doing a buy two get one deal, which whenever they do that, it's always worth looking. So I looked and I found a number of games that I think were good pickups that I picked up at my store. I didn't film an intro or anything for this. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. But I decided to go to my local GameStop. I picked up a total of 5 games. 3 were on the buy one get one, so one was cheaper than all those. And then there was a new game that I got thanks to a Walmart discount, which I don't know if it's clearance or what they're doing, but Walmart's had a ton of games on severe discount recently, and I was able to snag one through price matching. Now, most of these games I picked up are retro, because again, I figure, especially with deals like this buy two get one, the best way to go about it is to take advantage of the retro games. Obviously, new games, yeah, if you have a bunch you really want, sure, but retro games are where you could really do well. And I think I did overall pretty well. I already looked at values. I'm not going to go over them now. Didn't do as well as I hoped, but I think I picked up some quality titles, so that's the important thing. So we're going to start off with Facebreaker on the Xbox 360. This was originally marked at $7 at GameStop. It's not in the greatest shape. As you can see, the case is kind of broken. It doesn't have a manual. The disc is fine, though. Facebreaker is essentially a cartoony boxing game made by, I believe, the same studio who did the Fight Night series. Apparently didn't sell well because they only made one of them. But I've heard it's good. I figured I'd snag it, especially for $7 on the 360. I think that was worth a pickup. That was not my freebie game, by the way. I was able to get something else for free. And that, of course, was Kirby Epic Yarn on the Wii. I don't have that many Kirby games. I think right now I have Return to Dreamland and Forgotten Land on Switch. I don't think I have any other Kirby games, which I've heard they're good, so I'm like, you know, I might as well try to grab some. And this was one, it was on sale for $27. I got it for free because it was the cheapest of the 3 BOGO games I got. So, yeah, Kirby Epic Yarn on the Wii, not too bad. Pretty happy with that pickup for free. Now, of course, I didn't want Facebreaker to be my free game because that would be just unnecessary. So I was trying to aim for games in the $30-ish range, and I think I picked up a good one. This is the one modern game that I got in terms of pre-owned, and that is Cult of the Lamb on the Switch. I've heard good things about this game. It looks interesting. You basically start a cult. Obviously, don't take it seriously if you're religious, because it's got some subject matter that's not ideal. But I figured I'd grab it just for fun, just try it out, and it was in the right price range, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And then this was the main game that I was kind of focusing my buy two get one around, because I saw this. I'm like, well, that's a good game. I should definitely pick it up. I need to find games around the same price range, which technically I undershot by a little bit, but I'm still okay with it because I'm very happy to add this to the collection. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse on the Wii U. They did have a few Wii U games. This was the only one that I was like, I really needed. Like, they had Smash Bros. They had a couple other ones, but I don't need Smash Bros. Because Ultimate has all those characters, and then most of the other Wii U games they had, I already had, so this one was one I didn't. Figured I'd snag it for, it wasn't $40, it was less than that because GameStop's promos. And then, because of the Walmart sale that was going on, I decided to snag this, which I've heard good things about. And I got it for $30, which is really good. It has Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon on the Xbox Series X, brand new, sealed. It was their last copy too, so snagged that for $30. Can't complain. So yeah, pretty solid little bundle. Pretty happy with those pickups. Hopefully my packages will arrive in the next couple days because I paid for them and I don't really want to go into a giant battle with USPS to get those resent or figure out what happened to them. I should get them both soon, but who knows at this point. So there's that. All right, it is time for the final recap of this episode, and it's a pretty good one. I did get one of the packages that I was missing, but I'll save that for next episode, which next episode's going to be interesting. Definitely recommend checking it out because we've got one of the biggest additions to the collection that we've ever had, size-wise. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Anyway, let's go ahead and kick it off with our Amazon pickups. I got 3 games, 2 of which were on sale, 1 of which was not, but that's okay. I think it's still a good addition because this game is kind of hard to find unless you, well, yeah, it's just kind of hard to find. We have Unicorn Overlord on the Xbox Series X. RPG by Vanillaware. It looks good. I've heard great things, and it's becoming more difficult to find, even though it fairly recently came out. I paid $60. It's worth $60, so easy peasy there. Then we got 2 pretty solid deals, both of which are fairly new games that came out. One was early this year, one was late last year, and I got them for pretty good prices. So we're going to start with Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown on the Series X. It's a new side-scrolling Prince of Persia game. I've heard good things, excited to play it. Paid $30, it's worth $50 new. So pretty solid addition there. Then we have WarioWare Move It on the Switch. It's the second WarioWare game to come out for the Switch. This one's much more about like using 2 Joy-Cons and doing some different motions. I've heard good things. I've seen it periodically on sale for $30, and I finally got it for $30. So I paid $30 for this. It is worth $40, so not bad. Now we're going to go to our GameStop Condition Report games, or at least half of them. The other half you'll see in next week's episode. And in terms of the Condition Report stuff for this week, we didn't do great. We got 2 PS3 games in generic cases, and then we got 2 complete games, 1 PS3 and 1 Series X. We're going to start off with Journey, the collector's edition on the PS3. Glad to have this collection because it includes 3 games that were digital only that now I have on a disc. Unfortunately, it is not complete. I paid $17, and this is worth $12 loose, so kind of a loss. Then we have MotorStorm Pacific Rift on the PS3. I've been trying to get the MotorStorm games. They're surprisingly hard to get. Every time I found the original at a pawn shop or a thrift shop, it's always in horrible condition. So I don't know why people are just not taking care of the MotorStorms, but they're not. So I finally got the second one, but it's in a generic case, unfortunately. I paid $14, it's worth $13, so a slight loss. Not the end of the world, but not great either. Then we have the 1 complete PS3 game, and I need to get the original trilogy back. I do have the first one on PS2, I just don't have 2 or 3. I hopefully can find the PS3 collection at some point. But we have Sly Cooper 4, Thieves in Time on the PS3. This one is complete. It's in good shape. Thank you, GameStop, for giving me a good quality game. I paid $19, it's worth $18, so a slight loss. But again, that one I'm not too bummed about because it's complete. Then we have RoboCop Rogue City on the Series X. I've actually played this. It's really good. It's kind of unlike most first-person shooters because a lot of modern shooters, you're supposed to be like very fast and like, you know, running through, gunning people down left and right. With this game, you're RoboCop, so you're a tank. You move very slowly. You can absorb a lot of bullets, but you move very slowly, and you just take down everybody. It's a very different style. Also, the writing is good. The gameplay is good. The graphics are really good. If you're a enjoyer of 80s action, or especially if you like RoboCop as an IP, definitely pick this game up. It's actually very good. I'm very glad I got it. So I paid $42 and it's actually worth $47. So we get a little bit of our losses back on that one. Next, we have our GameStop in-store pickups. And these were all part of a buy two, get one free. Well, not all of them, but some of them were. I also picked up a couple extra games, one of which was a price match from Walmart, and I think it was a solid pickup. So we're going to start off with Facebreaker on the 360. This one isn't in the greatest shape. The case is kind of messed up, and it does not have a manual, but the disc is in good shape, and it was cheap. I paid $7. It's worth $8, so I did gain a little something on that, so I'll take it. Next, we have Kirby Epic Yarn on the Wii. I didn't have this. I've heard good things. It's a cool concept of Kirby made of yarn. I've heard it's good. I figured I'd give it a shot, especially because I could get it for free, and that's exactly what I did. I paid nothing, and it's worth $17, so I say that's a pretty solid bump. It is not complete. It's missing the manual, but it does have other paperwork, so I'll take that. Then the big dog. That's not as big as I hoped, but still a good addition to the collection, as Kirby and the Rainbow Curse on the Wii U. This one is Kirby made of clay. So I have Kirby made of yarn and Kirby made of clay, but this is a Wii U game and it's kind of hard to find. This one I paid $37, it's only worth $30, so a bit of a loss there. But I'm okay with it because, again, it's kind of hard to find good quality Wii U games, and that's one, so. Then to fill out that order, I got Cult of the Lamb on the Switch. I've heard pretty good things about this game. It looks interesting. I'm excited to try it out. I paid $31. It's actually worth $31, so I broke even. Not bad. And then here's where I gain a good chunk of that money back. This game came out early this year, I think. I think it was early this year, like February. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's very hard because it's a FromSoft game. But I was able to get it for essentially half off thanks to Walmart. So I figured it was worth a grab, and Wyatt likes it. So I'm like, might as well. We have Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon on the Series X. I've never played an Armored Core game. I heard this one's good. I figured I'd give it a shot. Paid $30, and this one is worth $50. So overall, pretty good week. We got some really good deals from Amazon. That one was good. All of our pre-owned games were kind of a mixed bag for the most part. Some were good value, some were not. But overall, I got a nice bundle of games to add to my collection, and I cannot complain. I'm pretty happy with what I got. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, that way you know when new videos drop. Got some stuff in the works. We're working on a few things. Things are going to be fun. Next episode of Bargain Game Hunter is definitely going to be fun, and we're going to do something after that I think will also be interesting. So be on the lookout, and I might try to get some gameplay series back in. I know I haven't done one in a little bit. I'm thinking about doing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora as a series, so let me know if you want to watch that. I thought about doing RoboCop. I kind of just want to play that one on my own, but I think Avatar might be an interesting one to play as a series, so let me know what you think about that. And yeah, that's what's going on. So I'll see you next time on another episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.